the infrastructure committee meeting to order. Roll call up. Just a note to everybody that this meeting is being recorded for public use. Roll call, please, Melissa.
Steve Brenner.
Here.
John Woodward.
Here.
Fred Mogul will be absent. Jen Reimer. Here. Phil Jones.
Here. Yeah. At this point, is there any public comment? Hearing none. Let's move right to the zoning codes report.
The report is pretty self-explanatory. I did receive 2 zoning hearing board applications since this went out. Those will be scheduled for January, so information will be on the December report as to property address and subject of the application and what they're asking for. In regards to the enforcement activity report, Joe, feel free to chime in at any point in time. Update on the mall. The revised stormwater permit was issued last week, I think last Tuesday. McCarthy's office was out to inspect as well as crafts. Fencing should have came down on the Woodland Road side, which, in speaking with the fire department this morning, we had put a specific run card in place just for the mall when that fencing went up. So working with them and then the county to update that run card, and that what was going to be required and where they would access is what was changed on the run card. So can back off a little bit of immediate response in terms of engines and ladders coming from other companies because of access issues, as well as they will now be able to access from the Woodland Road side. Found out last week the Crown Plaza, Sheridan, Radisson, whatever you want to call it, is going into foreclosure. I did talk to Steve Simons, who is the GC the owner had hired to renovate. He has made it abundantly clear to ownership that they need to winterize it. Those HVAC units were ordered and are en route, so it sounds like the plan is to at least still install some of them to provide adequate heat so they don't have the same issue with the sprinkler system that they did last year. Otherwise, it's still on the Berks County Blighted Property Review Committee's list and radar. They had given them a 90 or 120 day kind of like freeze of time to get permits in and do everything else. So I expect at the January meeting, we will be moving full steam ahead, whether it's with current ownership or the bank. 1306 Penn Avenue is also going through the county's blighted property committee process. The owner of 1306 has talked to McCarthy's office, and I think to some extent even Kraft's office, about knocking down the existing building and putting up to 4 semis, but has yet to submit any type of plan to show what they want to do. So, and finally, 1413 Dauphin Avenue, the hearing that had been scheduled for last week was rescheduled at the property owner's request. Judge Taylor's office granted a continuance, so that hearing is now on December 11th. I've been working with Chris's office to get neighbors that are interested in serving as witnesses for the borough in touch with Chris's office to prep them for that hearing. That's all I got, unless anybody has any questions.
Aren't some of the neighbors in that situation on Delaware affected as well?
Not that I've ever been contacted by. I mean, I'm not saying they aren't,
Right.
but in terms of,
Not actively.
yeah, being willing to serve as an actual witness to testify,
Right.
I had no contact with them.
The whole blighted property situation in the city of Reading, I hear they just passed an ordinance in the last couple of weeks that they want to, if a property is listed as blighted, they want to record it on your deed, on the deed that it's been blighted.
Well, the city has its own blighted property review committee, so they don't use the Berks County Blighted Property Review Committee. Therefore, they can set or unset more strict or less strict standards. I mean, I would defer to the way the county's doing it, and that they provide this to all the municipalities as a free service we pay nothing for, to let them take the lead. And, you know, we've had at least one property, this is going back over a decade, but there's a property in the 500 block of Greenwich that I sent through the county's process, and it went from looking like a dilapidated shack in West Virginia to they knocked it down and built a single family home that has been under the same ownership since they built it and turned it over. So, like, to me, the beauty of working with the county is you have the redevelopment and industrial redevelopment authority that are willing to take the lead at the end of the whole process to actually take the property, whether it's through eminent domain or otherwise, and then find someone who wants to do something with it versus us having to go through that process.
So I see that 40 Cedarwood was for sale, it's sold, and supposed to settle on the 5th of December.
Keep your fingers crossed.
That's good, that's like quite a project. It's
Yeah.
listed for 279, seems like a lot. I don't know what it sold for.
Well, I mean, we won't until closing, but yeah. So, I mean, just so everyone's aware, if there's a property with known property maintenance violations, like the notice has actually been issued by a certified mail, et cetera, et cetera. It's not like ownership changes hands and everything goes away. Per state law, those violations carry over to the new owner who then has 12 months to remediate. I would expect someone buying that property either wants to flip it or significantly renovate it before they move in. I know Jeff from Kraft's office was also aware that it was going up for sale. He's been keeping an eye on it.
No normal person could buy that and fix it up. It's got to be a flip.
Or pay a GC a lot of money to do the work for them, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be the other option, just rip it down.
Yeah, though keep in mind, we amended our zoning ordinance back in 2000 something, like early 2000s. You cannot demolish a single family structure in Wyomissing without having an approved building permit for what's going in its place. So if that happens, we'll know what's replacing what's going there before they demolish.
Leave the chimney up and say it's not totally.
Well, they got bigger problems if they don't.
Across from high school.
Yeah,
The property on Grandview with the big trees there laying on the ground. I'm 95% sure that property's vacant. And there might be a for sale sign on it. I was dropping social committee flyers off and there's no furniture in there. It's a lot of big windows you can see inside.
furniture's overrated to match.
Have you seen that house?
I've seen
Do you know that, I mean, that, yeah, it's hard to see from the street.
Grandview.
Yeah.
There's only one on Grandview right now.
90s.
That's in the hundreds.
125.
Yeah, it's 125 Grandview.
Yeah, all these big pine trees fell down and they were on the sidewalk. Now they're on the property, just inside of the sidewalk. But I see they're still on here. But I would say that property's vacant.
Joe, do you want to talk to Jeff about that one?
Noted it.
Okay, if nothing else, I would say at least if there's a for sale sign, try and get a hold of the realtor. Go from there.
I'm not sure if the for sale sign is on that driveway or the one next door. I was like I saw. So I could double check that.
I mean, if nothing else, Joe, if you need utility account information, I can get that for you too.
It's okay, I'd like to ask you
Okay, there you go.
a question about your memo you sent us about the hotel and the mall. It's in foreclosure.
I didn't send you a memo about that, but I just mentioned.
Email. I guess it came from Liz.
It was one that.
Oh, for economic development, okay.
So I started digging into that, and apparently they owe a ton of money. They're like at $20 million. They owe $20 million.
You say the Crown
The
people?
Crown, no, the Crown people, which I should go back. Does this mean that the guys that were here showing us the pictures of the hotel are gone?
I mean, they're not gone,
Except for the
that's
guy
who,
cutting the grass. They're gone.
that's who owns it. I mean, Steve Simons confirmed they owe him a substantial chunk of money. He too has not been paid, though they do remain in contact with him. He said he got a text message from one of them this morning that yes, they will pay him. They just need to figure out their financing.
Right, but it's a far cry from supposedly, when I looked at it, they have a $20 million lien against them there at that hotel. And there's the 2 or 3 other properties that are involved as well, and they're out of state. So the fact that we have a foreclosure notice, really, I guess I'd ask Chris, because I don't know if it's federal bankruptcy law or what, but it's foreclosure that starts in Florida, goes to Ohio, comes back to us for 21 million, and then the Peter, the mall guy, says he might just buy it. Well, I wonder if he knows there's $20 million due before he gets to buy it.
Nobody would probably know that until they got to title search.
Well, it's already out. You can
You know,
follow
he
it.
must know.
Well, I'm not sure he does. I mean, if I knew, I wouldn't.
Chances are, if he's that successful in business, I'll bet you he knows before he's stepping into anything.
Oh, well, perhaps he didn't know, we know there's $20 million.
I'm confident that Peter will figure that out.
Yeah.
So how about the movement of the property if Peter doesn't decide to buy that before he fixes up the mold?
Well, Peter would have to deal with both the creditors and with the owner where it stands right now. If the
And the county.
foreclosure process,
And the county.
account, if the foreclosure process is completed, then he would just be dealing with the creditor because the owner would be out of the picture.
Right, and that's kind of my question. There seems to be property liens that come from different states, which would suggest that this is not going to be a walk in the park to get to the part where it's clean and we can get it for free or whatever's going to
I
happen.
don't think that really makes much difference. I mean, what it means is that the creditor would need to determine how he was going to get paid from all three properties and not just for one by itself. But, you know, Peter's sophisticated, the creditors are sophisticated. I'm sure they can figure that out.
Well, I'm not as interested in the mall buying it or whatever he's doing. I'm just interested in the flat hotel with three different states. And who, is it federal bankruptcy law?
Well,
Because of-
we're not aware that he's filed, that the owner has filed bankruptcy. All we
Right.
know is that the creditor has initiated a foreclosure action.
There's three of them.
So those creditors are going to go through the process, or the owner is going to have to refinance to take those creditors out and replace them with new creditors. So, you know, we don't know exactly what's going to happen.
But there is nothing we can do foreclosure-wise, because we're not going to take a priority over the three lien
No,
holders.
I mean, the county redevelopment authority or industrial development authority, if they continue their process, they'll need to deal with the same issues, the creditors and the current owner.
That's what-
But they can do that also. I mean, that's a possibility.
But we shouldn't be booking rooms at the hotel yet.
I don't think you can, so that's not an option.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions for the zoning codes report? All right, hearing none. I don't know that there's anything new for the fourth and only pump station. Jim, do you know anything? Or should we wait for Jim or someone?
There's nothing new. He'll be doing design work in 2026 for 2027 construction.
There's no one here from Western Berks Water Authority. Do we have any other updates?
Yeah, Jim and
The Water Authority got a Penvest loan, a small grant and mostly loan. And their agreement with the three boroughs expires 18 months prior to when the last debt payment would be. And they are going to ask us to extend our agreement with them to from 2045 to 2046.
Yeah, and there was another one that extends the life of the authority, I think, through 2075. Chris Joy had emailed me about this morning, so knowing that we couldn't add a motion for recommendation to council to this agenda with such short notice, I told him I would put it under my manager's report for approval at the December meeting, which also seemed appropriate since their board is currently meeting right now to approve
Right.
that as well.
They're going to prove that.
Interestingly, under Pennsylvania law, authorities are not perpetual, meaning they don't exist forever, they exist for a term of years. And so it is a routine situation when you have an authority borrowing new money that the life of the authority needs to be extended. So I consider this a routine business matter that we can take up when we get some official communication. Apparently, Malin Boyer is going to be sending me something soon, and then we'll have an official request from the authority to take action on the extension of the life of the authority, and I guess the agreement as well. So until we have something in writing, I think we can deal with it at the council meeting. Is that your intention?
Yes.
Can I just ask, in the past, we brought up, well, first, we're paying $50,000 for that repair for the Rawa pipeline. But now they're asking for us to split repairs or whatever in the future. 50% of Western Berks's cost would be on us. And I know it had been brought up before, if we've confirmed that there's other, so it's us, West Reading, and Shillington, correct? there's gotta be lines somewhere on those two boroughs that have nothing to do with us. And are they gonna pay for their own work like we're paying for our own work? I know this is a relatively isolated situation that we have this Western Berks Water Authority coming over to back up Berkshire Heights. But Western Berks Water Authority, only other option is to truck water in for Berkshire Heights. So that's why we're using this pipeline. But is there a situation in Shillington or in West Reading where they have to get water from somewhere if Western Berks can't do it? And we're paying for our work instead of the, authority paying
The
for
the
it?
question is, there is an agreement that there's Shillington, West Reading, and us all have emergency interconnections for
Right.
water. It's not Berkshire Heights, it's for our water system. And Western Berks Water and Rawa have an agreement that they're going to keep these interconnections operating, and that they will split the cost 50-50 between them. They have come to us, Western Berks, and said, could you pay half of our half? And we have agreed to over time, as I understand it. What I would like to do, and I think we brought this up earlier, is we don't know what the agreements are with the other communities, and we should clarify maintenance of emergency interconnections and who pays what.
Yeah, I don't think we should be paying half of Rawa's expense, Western Berks' expense. If Shillington's not doing that, if West Reading's not doing that, and I don't know that they are, we've never gotten an answer.
I think the other
Brought it up
Well, isn't that in the,
before.
when the agreement came up,
Joint
it was gonna be
agreement,
who was
everything's
going
paid
to
by everybody.
maintain this? Before we got anywhere,
Well,
that was
it's-
discussed. I remember we discussed
I
that.
mean, the other piece of this, Jim, too, in my head, is that Tobahocken interconnect only serves us. Are there interconnections in Shillington or West Reading, like when?
That's my question,
Yeah, that only serve
serve
them, like, I was originally thinking when they had the Buttonwood break, but we're fed off of that eventually too, and that we have interconnections with West Reading, you follow me?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to just clarify,
Yeah.
like, this is an authority, therefore costs should just be shared, is my understanding. But all of a sudden now we're being asked to do 50% of this, 50% of that $100,000. Now going forward, 50% of any maintenance. And it doesn't
Yes, I
seem
think
fair.
there needs to be a clarification. There's an agreement that the cost gets split between Rawa and Western Berks Water.
Right.
The difference is Western Berks has come to us and just said, and we would like to know, do you go to other communities, what Shillington or West Reading, to do the same thing? Because we don't know
Otherwise,
that.
we should not be paying 50% of this. We should not be paying for that $100,000 repair, like.
Chris,
Well,
when,
this is
That's- I
something
mean-
that we should address to Western Berks, and unfortunately, we have this scheduling conflict that has occurred several times now. And I don't know if we'll have this scheduling conflict in December. Are we going to have an infrastructure committee meeting in December? Okay.
and I think we will have it again, yes. Would it be worthwhile if Malin's gonna reach out about extending the life of the?
Talk about that, sure. Yeah, I mean, if that's the committee's wish, and I think it's a very good point
Yeah.
to say that we need to be treated consistently with what other arrangements they made with the other constituent municipalities. Yeah, I'll raise that with Malin.
Okay.
I apologize for being late. I got stuck at a field inspection. It wasn't the mall.
You wouldn't be here already.
Warm enough.
No, it's cold out.
We good on the Western Berks Water Authority then?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Sanitary sewer?
Second week of September for the West Lawn Interceptor to
December.
start work, second week of December. Yeah.
Said September.
Oh, December. Other than that, nothing new.
Winwood Pump Station upgrades?
We have a ticket into the electric company about what the cost would be to provide the voltage there. There's only 277 volt there, and the pumps at Fourth and Oley that we want to move over are 460. So they believe they can provide it. We're just looking for a timing and cost for that. But as we discussed before, that get pushed to 27. But at least we want to know what we have to do with the electric company ahead of that time so it can be prepared for and planned for and know all the costs. So hopefully by next month, we'll have an answer, but they've been very slow getting their stuff out of engineering. But at least we have a ticket in with a number, and our electrical engineer has spoken with our electrical engineer, so it's moving forward.
Okay. Streets, I know we have some motion. Anything else on streets other than the motions?
The only thing I wanted to bring up possibly is that Dolphin Avenue work, which is 2027. Knowing our budget situation, are we sure that we're going to proceed with that project in 2027? I forget what the budget number was. It was 800 grand or something.
Yeah.
For
to do that,
Dolphin Avenue.
yes.
And maybe we don't want to communicate with the residents because we're not sure if we're going to be doing it.
Assume that'll come up with the next council, so I don't know what to tell you.
I think I'm just going to pause and not communicate. It's already been a year since there's been any communication.
Might as well wait till January, I'll figure it out from there.
Were they given a letter already about this, or they've received nothing?
Just a letter that just said, hey, we're planning on 2027 to repave Dolphin Avenue. And there'll be a lot of trees removed prior to that work. There'll be a lot of curb work although we have no estimate of your quantities or costs, but there could be some costs to the homeowners involved with curb work.
It seems to me there should be some follow-up given in the near future, but I agree it's probably a January topic.
All right, so we do have some motions. There's a motion to approve, deny, or table recommending change order number 2 to council for the final quantity adjustments of negative $8,484.80. Then we'll make that recommendation.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Pay application number 3 from Construction Management Services has been received for $73,058.92. Need a motion to approve, deny, or table recommending council for payment application number 3.
So moved.
Motion to approve, John?
A motion to approve, pardon me.
Yeah, it's okay. Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. PennDOT State Hill improvements.
No update other than that public officials and public input meeting occurred, and I think you were all there for the most part.
I thought the project was starting in 28, not 27. But I got pushed back to 28.
I thought December 26th.
Yeah.
I think what they had done, I think the first phase at Woodland is pushed to 28.
Woodland is pushed to 30, I thought.
Yeah.
Woodland is pushed to 2030.
Oh,
I think
had that wrong.
I remember the
update of the first.
Woodland was 30 now.
Second section is, yeah, Woodland's 2030.
Oh, wow, I took a wrong note then the other night then. I had a 20.
That's what I recall hearing.
I trust what you wrote down versus.
The-
The
Like, I've started with all this.
proposed circles, the one at Granite Point, the one at Spring Street, and the one at the 222 interchange,
Right.
is going to be bid or in 2027 for 2028
Construction.
Right, and then after that will be,
After that, who the hell
after
knows?
that is Greenwood and Woodland, theoretically 2030. And then the last would be the other, I don't know.
Well, you know, everybody made a good point at that meeting, but at no time did PennDOT ever say, well, we'll think about it, we'll take it under advisement. It's a done deal. And Lawndale Avenue is definitely going to be a mess. You guys know that better than I. But my concern is for the businesses there, because I'm a veteran of the Main Street project in West Reading when I was chairman of the West Reading Main Street Authority. And it had a severe effect on the merchants.
Yep.
And I think somebody got to be looking out for them, because they're going to be up in arms. You think people are up in arms at that meeting? You know, merchants, it's their livelihood.
We were told that at no point will there be any closure of
But he mentioned one,
Right.
didn't he?
Once you get out to Walmart, those are traffic lights there. There's no circles there. The last circle's at Woodland.
right?
Yes.
Now, still, I mean,
Yeah,
there's gonna be, but even some of them are still one way in, one way out to begin with.
right.
Like right in, you can't cross, are already set up that way.
But your point's well taken.
Yeah.
And we should be looking out for them. And we were told, maybe someone said there is, did you say there was one?
I thought he mentioned one. There was one that they might have to take. Didn't he mention that?
Yeah.
Business,
It's at the corner of.
The Brennan Felino Law Office and.
Sal and I have talked a couple of times.
I didn't think they were
about-
taking, I thought they were just taking some of it.
Well, it's.
There won't be enough- there won't be enough parking.
Yeah.
If they take the parking lot. What he said to me the night of the meeting is they told him that they wanted, like restriction of parking within a specific area of the parking lot that they would ban it. And I'm like, were they coming out on a sporadic basis every week to be like car parked, car not parked? Like, if they're not making you physically remove the parking area that nobody can park there, how are they enforcing that?
Right.
And they're claiming that because it's a block.
Yeah, I'm sure it has to do with line of sight and a whole bunch of other
Thank
things.
you, say, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Well, it's also, it's part of the mall problem too. So the mall's gonna do something there. People coming out of the mall are
They
gonna.
have other access points off of Woodland.
No, but it's not gonna change the fact that there's a lot of construction going on at the same time, which they're probably not talking to each other because
They are.
well, they can't know what the mall's doing because the mall doesn't know what it's doing.
I mean,
Didn't they say they've been in contact with the,
they've been in contact with both David Newman, who is potentially still doing that pad site down at the corner, as well as PennDOT had asked us, 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
If we saw it getting redeveloped, what did we think it was going to be? And, I think we gave them 4 or 5 different options.
Mhm.
In addition to, the attorney for Peter Abrams is very much aware of PennDOT's project, as is Peter.
You should talk to Haynes about the Wawa.
The new Wawa.
Well, not the one we now have, the one he wants to put in.
Well, Ken got it.
I talked to Haynes, but that didn't come up.
Well, if that's gonna happen, that's gonna happen probably sooner than 27 or
Yeah,
28.
you gotta.
No, it's
Or
not.
sewer
I talked to David
questions.
Newman
I think
last
I can
week.
answer 90.
Well, then they're all gonna happen at the same time, which just means all this construction. Not much you can do for people, because if you don't know what they're doing, we can't tell them what we can do to help them.
all right, so pretty much no update. The 50/50 sidewalk project, we have payment application number 1 to Freno Company LLP for the amount of $42,941. Need a motion to approve, deny, or recommend accounts for payment. Move to pay, approve.
Second,
We have a motion and a second to approve payment of $42,941 to Freno Company LP. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Dolphin Avenue, we already discussed. 2026 street work, bid documents being prepared for the winter. Anything new there?
Nope.
Water,
Nothing new.
admin and police department need study.
Nothing new.
Stonehouse project. We have some applications. Anything other than that? Okay, so we have payment application number 7, the final one for Construction Master Services LLC, in the amount of $31,623.50. We need a motion to approve, deny, or recommend council for payment.
So moved.
Recommendation to approve.
Second.
And a second to approve. All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. I got to work, get my wording better. Berkshire Heights Playground,
Starting to spray mulch in there, I see today.
Keep working through issues. There's a lot of issues there, but we're working through it.
Parkland study.
No real update, other than, we're making progress with using the various smaller grant funds to start tackling the issues in the parkland.
Wyomissing Professional Center Swale Project.
I'm confused about this one a little bit. At the last council meeting, we approved that payment.
Yeah, I think they might have just forgotten to.
So this should come off of there, and we did approve it, but I am not going to pay the invoice until the work is basically done a second time in the spring, which the contractor has agreed to.
So we have no action there.
No action.
Lead rule update,
Nothing new.
PennDOT MTF grant.
And Nick from Jim's office and I had a call with Christy Berry from PennDOT and Econ, who is our grant writer 2 weeks ago. Good news is, yes, PennDOT's approved flipping the funding to those 2 additional projects. Bad news is, one, the quote that we had for the Woodland pipe relining was a CoStar's price, and because it's PennDOT money, we're gonna have to bid it, which means prevailing wage, so that 109,000 will probably become 200,000 plus. On top of, even though it's an underground pipe that we're literally relining, we're gonna have to do the right-of-way clearances, and the environmental clearances, and all the other clearances. So they make you work for your money, and we're gonna work for the money, but it's not gonna be as easy or quick as I think we were hoping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't really wanna leave $267,000 on the table with PennDOT though.
No, me neither. No interest in that. Fast Bridge Fiber,
We're moving closer. They got their permit, the agreement we have, although we need, theirs signature needs to be notarized, and we're still waiting for the bond, which I have not.
Already approved by council.
Yeah, I-
Wasn't
I
it?
thought we did that.
They sold, didn't they? They sold Fast Bridge.
Yeah.
sold.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Fast Bridge sold,
Somebody bought them.
yeah.
Love when telecommunication companies keep buying each other.
Green Lake Go,
They just opened up another round, or announced the other round for the pre-application and all. We had done most of the other signals.
State Hall Road's all that's left, I think.
Yeah, we didn't touch State Hill Road knowing the PennDOT project was coming, to why spend any money there? It was just if council or Infra or F&P thought there was something else, something maybe needed. The only thing we thought was if there's not preemption or something somewhere that they feel might be required. So I don't know if we want to like recommend, have that go to F&P, or we just say,
Or don't we have?
we don't have one every single one. No.
We have about the main ones.
We have one on Penn Ave, we have one on Park Road. That's probably, Penn and Park are
Yeah,
probably where we have them.
I have to almost ask the fire company, they should test that once in a while.
Yeah.
All they gotta do is drive past and hit the button, it'll change the light. They'll know really quick if the light changes.
Do the one night I did it.
Changed?
It changed all right, and it froze. Also froze the one on Wyomissing Boulevard, and traffic was backed all the way down here.
That's not good.
all right, well, I mean, if all we have left is State Hill Road, I don't know that there's any sense running through the process. We're not gonna do it for State Hill Road now.
You have it on Berkshire Boulevard?
Don't believe there's preemption on Berkeley. I think it's just Penn and Park.
I can see if I can get an easy list from PDRFD as to where it is and where it isn't. It might be easier to work that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could pull out, that's,
Page.
traffic plan design should have what was done in each light, but,
If you come up with one in the meantime, we can bring it up in front of December.
okay, we'll get that list together.
All right, last thing is borough facilities update. How's the pond looking?
Buddy,
Yeah.
So we might want to send a notice out to everybody saying that if we can't find a fix to it, which we haven't been able to, it might not be available. Just prep everybody ahead of time. Put it out on the website. We don't send a letter, just put it on the website on the rec department stuff. Let them know we did everything we can, I think.
Maybe we put mall update, just on what's going on.
What's that?
Mall update?
Sure.
Mall update, maybe a couple minutes. So, on the Woodland side, they've opened the gates, they haven't taken the fence down yet. And then on the Sears Auto, and then the backside, Boscov's, and up to the area where other than that 500 feet by the Halloween store, I don't have a better thing to call it than that, I don't know.
Former Sears.
Sears, yeah. They're all prepping that and plan to pave on Monday, the 24th. So hopefully after they get paving done on the 24th and the line striping done, then we can open up all that fencing and just move it over to where the 500 feet needs to be done. Then that'll basically open up the whole property with the exception of that 500 feet.
For the vendors. sort of?
Pretty close to Thanksgiving, but hopefully it gets,
Pretty close.
they're going pretty much right up to the Thanksgiving deadline of close.
They wanted to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of it being up.
Oh, well,
Jim, what's the temperature?
That would be a crap question, not a Jim question. So
Oh, in the
Jeff was
building?
in last week and it was holding at 67.
67.
It's gotta drop below 65.
Right.
And I suggested he talk to tenants about checking for legal space heaters.
yeah, and they need 45 degrees and rising temperature to pave. I mean, my thing doesn't show Monday, but Saturday and Sundays are high of 51, 53 with lows of 37. So they should have temperature probably like 11 o'clock on to pave and put line striping down to get at least that wrapped up. And hopefully they have their fence people. I mean, for the convenience of everyone, it'd be nice to get all that down before Black Friday rush because I'm sure it'll be busy over there. Like I said, I was shocked how busy it was, whatever it was 2 Saturdays ago when I was out there with them.
Jenna, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you meant paving temperature, not temperate climate.
No,
inside the building.
you would correctly interpret what I was asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking paving.
Let's cover all the bases.
Got 2 for the price of 1.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the group? Getting adjourned. Till the next one starts.